Hey guys, it's Nick from Worked Training and Nutrition, and today I want to talk to you about mastering your push-up and how you can build up to get your first legit rep. Everyone thinks that push-ups are just something you should be able to do well naturally, but honestly, a lot of people struggle with them or even do them incorrectly, causing either lack of progress or potential injury. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through perfect push-up form and how to set up correctly every single time for your push-up, as well as all the modifications that you need to build up the strength to get your first legit push-up. Let's get right into it. Before we start working on all the progressions that will get you to your perfect push-up, you need to know exactly what a perfect push-up looks like. And it all starts with a solid plank position and builds out from there. A good plank position requires you to get tight from head to toe so that your body creates a straight line from the ankles to the shoulders. Hands are placed directly under the shoulders with the fingers pointed out very slightly, creating a solid base and forcing your shoulders to externally rotate a little bit. 1 foot at a time, the toe drives into the ground and you squeeze your legs and butt nice and tight, creating that solid plank. Hips should be level, shoulder blades pulled back and down and into a neutral position, but not shrugged towards your ears. Grip the ground with your fingers, creating a good, solid connection with the ground and activating all the muscles of the arms, back, and chest. Keep your head in a neutral position with your eyes looking straight down or slightly ahead. Begin lowering yourself slowly towards the floor, letting those elbows flare out at around a 45-degree angle, creating an arrow that points at your head. A common fault here is that people flare their arms out too wide and create a T position, and that is not an optimal position that we want. Allow your chest to hit the floor or the elbows to at least reach 90 degrees. You want to maintain that tight plank throughout and think about pushing the floor away. Keep pushing until you reach the top of the push-up position and lock out the elbows hard. That's the perfect push-up form that you need to emulate every single time you set up to do push-ups. Now, if your current level of strength doesn't allow you to at least do one push-up, we need to take a step back here and work through the progressions that will allow you to build up the requisite strength to reach and achieve that first legit push-up. And you ask, what is the best way to build push-up strength? And the answer is doing more push-ups every day, just not on your knees. Most people usually start by doing push-ups with their knees on the floor. The problem with this is that it does a poor job of developing the proper strength and skills to keep the body tight for a full push-up. Even if you're able to do 20 plus push-ups in a row from the knees, you still may not be able to progress to a single full push-up. The better way to practice for the push-up would be to set up with the exact form we spoke about earlier, only on an elevated position instead of on the knees. If you are a beginner, you could start with the wall, and if that gets easy, you can move down to an elevation like a countertop or edge of the couch, and then move to a bench or a chair height as you get stronger. Find the elevation that will allow you to perform multiple reps, keeping a strong plank position and allowing you to go through a full range of motion by forming a 90-degree angle at the elbow. The key here is to do this daily and treat it like practice. The goal here isn't to exhaust yourself on every set and compromise your form. Instead, you should be focusing on keeping a nice tight core, letting those elbows flare out to around a 45-degree angle, and stopping short of failure by about 2 to 3 reps on every set. This type of practice will not only help increase your strength, but also improve your motor skills that are acquired through frequent repetitions. Because of the fact that you aren't going to failure on every set, and the stress is pretty low for that very reason, you can practice these often, even every day, even multiple times per day. Throughout your day, look for opportunities like on the way to the kitchen or to the bathroom. Prop yourself up on the counter in that perfect push-up form and knock out 5 to 10 reps throughout the day. The goal here is to accumulate between 25 and 30 reps per day. Once you've reached the point where you can knock out 10 to 12 reps with solid, perfect form, look for a lower level elevation surface to practice on. Over time, you will get closer and closer to the floor, and eventually you'll find yourself down there knocking out legit push-ups, no problem at all. If for whatever reason you find yourself not progressing along following the steps we just talked about, there are specific assistance strengthening exercises you can add in that I'm gonna cover now. First up is the negative push-up, and I want you to practice this in the same way we discussed practicing the regular push-ups. That's doing very small sets, very often, leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank at the end of every set. The way to perform this movement is that you are going to set up precisely the same way you would for a regular push-up, and you're going to lower yourself to the ground or elevated surface as slow as you can, aiming for a 3 to 10 second descent or negative. Once you reach the bottom of the push-up, you're going to use your knees or feet to help you get back up to the top position of the push-up, and then repeat that exact process. This is a useful movement because the negative or descent on the push-up is actually the place that we are the strongest. And because of that, we have an opportunity to use that strength to build upon. By helping yourself up with your knees or your feet and working on that descent or negative position, you can really improve your strength, allowing you to build the strength to finally hit a regular push-up. Next up on the assistance list is a plank on your hands. Oftentimes people fail on the push-up because of a weak core, and really a push-up is just a plank with your arms bending and your chest lowering towards the ground. So if your plank is failing, then your push-up's going to fail. By practicing planks on our hands and aiming for 30 to 60-second sets, we are practicing the specific position you will be in for a set of push-ups. The intention here is on keeping your rib cage pulled down and your belly button pulled in towards your spine. Fingers gripping the ground and elbows locked out and rotated backwards. Again, this plank position can be performed multiple times per day, multiple times per week, not pushing yourself towards failure. If you happen to be stuck between the lowest elevation you have and to the floor and you can't seem to make that transition, a block push-up would be a good option to progress to here. To set up for this, you're gonna wanna place a yoga block right below your sternum and slowly lower your body so that your sternum gently touches the block but doesn't rest on it. Focus on exploding back up from the block with all your strength. This will start the process of training you to lower your body and reverse the direction of gravity from the floor, and is a good transition exercise from a low elevation to finally getting on the floor. Once you finally get your first full push-up, it's just gonna be a matter of applying these same techniques of small sets, not taking a failure, to the floor push-up to progress and gain more reps. Everyone is different and of course progresses at a different speed, but I would expect to see some real progress with 4 to 6 weeks of consistent practice. I hope this video was helpful and it helps you achieve your first push-up from the ground. If it does, please come back and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you're looking to get your first pull-up, I'll link a video above here that takes you through the exact step-by-step process and progressions to help you achieve your first pull-up. Leave the link above or somewhere in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notification bells so anytime I drop a new video, you get notified immediately. You guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.